Have you ever stopped to consider that perhaps the key to prosperity isn't outside of you, but hidden in words that have spanned centuries? Psalm 23, recited by millions as a prayer of comfort, also carries a code of abundance capable of transforming your financial life. Yes, what seemed like mere spirituality can reveal itself as a practical map to unlocking money, wealth, and prosperity. While many seek magic formulas in modern motivational books, there is a forgotten bridge between the Bible and the teachings of Napoleon Hill. He showed the world that the true limitation lies not in economics, but in the mind. And when we combine faith and action, the manifestation of abundance becomes inevitable. If you've ever felt like you work hard, but the harvest never comes, this content is for you. Today we'll decipher, step by step, how Psalm 23 connects to powerful principles of prosperity and how it can bring financial freedom to your life. So subscribe to the channel, like it, and turn on notifications, because what you discover here could change your life. Psalm 23 is known as a song of trust in God, but it can also be read as a prosperity manual. When David proclaimed, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," he wasn't just talking about spiritual provision, but about a mindset of abundance. This declaration contains the power of faith that opens the way for the manifestation of wealth and money. Now, when we compare this psalm with Napoleon Hill's ideas, we realize something surprising. They both speak of the same energy. Hill, in Think and Grow Rich, reveals that the mind shapes reality. And the Bible already stated this centuries before, showing that prayer and faith are not just religious acts, but practical tools for creating prosperity in the physical world. What truly limits human beings is not a lack of opportunities, but the internal blockage that prevents them from believing. The economy may be in crisis, governments may fail, but when the mind aligns with faith in God, doors open. This bridge between the Bible and Hill shows us that true financial liberation begins within us. Many people work hard every day, but feel like they never truly prosper. The effort is there, but the financial results always seem to slip through their fingers. This is the effect of what we call mental scarcity, an invisible block that limits the manifestation of abundance even when faith and prayer are present. The most interesting thing is that this limitation has nothing to do with luck or external opportunities. It arises within the mind, in doubt, fear, and the beliefs we repeat without realizing it. It's as if there were a filter preventing wealth from reaching us. But here's the good news. There is a practical formula to transform this reality, and it begins with God, active faith, and consistent prosperity habits. By recognizing this blockage, we open space for new possibilities. Scarcity ceases to be an obstacle and becomes a starting point for change. With small daily practices of visualization, prayer, and a positive mindset, it's possible to align the mind with the flow of wealth and prosperity, allowing blessings to manifest in concrete and lasting ways. Guillermo Mendez was a businessman in Mexico City, owner of the small hardware and construction materials store El Tornillo Dorado. Despite his hard work, he felt his financial situation was constantly on the edge. Competition was increasing, customers were demanding, and each day seemed to bring more challenges than opportunities. Even with faith and prayer, abundance seemed distant, almost unattainable. Guillermo's daily routine was intense, yet full of frustrations. He felt something invisible was blocking the growth of his wealth, and he didn't know how to overcome it. Until a chance encounter would change everything. Don Mateo, the wise neighborhood elder, recognized Guillermo's potential and decided to share teachings that went beyond the common practice of commerce. Don Mateo didn't just offer practical advice, but presented a vision that connected faith, prayer, and financial manifestation. He showed that the path to prosperity depends not only on hard work, but on aligning mind, spirit, and action. For Guillermo, this was the first glimmer of hope that would transform his life and his business. Don Mateo introduced Guillermo to Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, explaining that the principles Hill described were actually a practical extension of what the Psalms had already taught for centuries. He demonstrated that Psalm 23, when read consciously, is much more than a prayer of comfort. It is a true code of abundance that activates faith and the manifestation of prosperity. The connection between faith and wealth became clear to Guillermo. Don Mateo explained that positive mindsets and creative visualization are not modern inventions, but eternal principles aligned with God. Each verse of Psalm 23 corresponds to a step of awareness that can unlock financial opportunities and bring concrete blessings to the lives of those who practice them with dedication. More than a theoretical teaching, this revelation was a call to action. Guillermo understood that by applying the principles of Psalm 23 with faith, prayer, and focus, he could transform his business and his life. It wasn't just about believing, but about living every word, allowing abundance to flow naturally and continuously. Before we explore Napoleon Hill's principles, let's look at Psalm 23 in its entirety, in the traditional biblical version. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Refresh my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Now, let's explore each principle according to Napoleon Hill and how they apply to manifestation of abundance. The first principle, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, shows that abundance begins with the mind and faith. Hill teaches that believing in God's provision and maintaining a positive mindset attracts opportunities. When we trust fully, fear and scarcity lose their power, paving the way for wealth and prosperity. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul, represents the importance of maintaining a calm and serene mind. Hill relates this to the creation of a mastermind. By balancing thoughts, faith, and prayer, we connect with creative solutions and unexpected opportunities. A calm mind allows financial blessings to manifest naturally. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake, reminds us of the need for a clear purpose. Hill emphasizes that setting clear goals and acting with integrity is essential to transforming dreams into concrete results. Discipline and clarity attract clients, partners, and opportunities that drive the manifestation of abundance. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Teaches us to maintain faith even in the face of financial difficulties or setbacks. Hill reinforces that trust in God creates resilience and courage, enabling entrepreneurs to overcome crises and achieve liberation and financial prosperity. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows, symbolizes the concrete manifestation of abundance. Hill interprets that visualizing positive results and believing they are already happening activates the law of attraction. When faith, prayer, and action align, wealth, opportunities, and blessings arrive in tangible ways. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Reinforces that true prosperity is not just about money, but about living with peace, gratitude, and purpose. Hill emphasizes that abundance flourishes when faith, prayer, and a positive mindset work together, creating a full and meaningful life. By understanding these principles, the practical question arises: how to apply all of this in everyday life so that manifestation of abundance stop being a theory and become a reality? This is exactly where Don Mateo's life example comes in. He is concrete proof that faith and action aligned with the teachings of Psalm 23 transform businesses, lives, and financial opportunities. Don Mateo didn't just teach theories. He applied the principles of Psalm 23 to his own life. Every day, he began his mornings with prayer and visualization, feeling abundance flow through every decision. Hill emphasized that faith combined with consistent action transforms mindset into results, and Don Matteo was living proof of this practice. He shared stories of unexpected opportunities that arose when he least expected them, demonstrating that manifesting wealth doesn't depend on constant effort, but on alignment with God and clarity of purpose. For Don Matteo, each challenge became an opportunity to exercise faith and strengthen his trust in divine blessing. A practical example was the realization of a long-held dream, purchasing a home. Don Matteo saw this not only as a material gain, but as proof that prosperity manifests through faith, prayer, and aligned action. His life inspired everyone around him to believe that abundance is real and accessible to those who dedicate themselves wholeheartedly and mindfully. Guillermo began his first visualization exercises using Psalm 23 as a guide. Every day, he faithfully repeated the verses, imagining his business thriving and clients arriving with unexpected opportunities. Consistent practice brought mental clarity and confidence, activating the manifestation of abundance in his life. One day, an unexpected client appeared, a restoration architect who needed rare materials and historic hardware for an ancient project. This coincidence was no mere coincidence. It was the result of Guillermo's faith and inspired action. He realized that by aligning his mind with God and the purpose of the psalm, wealth and prosperity began to materialize in concrete ways. Inspired, Guillermo decided to specialize in historic hardware and specialty construction pieces, an underexplored niche that increased the value of his business. With the support of his family, he reorganized the store and implemented practices learned from Don Matteo. Gradually, his financial freedom became evident, demonstrating that faith, prayer, and strategy are indispensable elements for lasting growth. Specializing in historic hardware and rare pieces, Guillermo's shop began to attract architects, professors, and restoration professionals. Faith, prayer, and the practical application of Psalm 23 transformed each visit into an opportunity to manifest abundance. Recognition for the quality of his products grew daily. Guillermo began offering educational workshops, teaching restoration techniques, and sharing his knowledge of historic hardware. He also created special kits for preservation projects. This initiative not only increased revenue, but also solidified the store's cultural and heritage presence, demonstrating that prosperity can go hand in hand with mission and purpose. The success caught the attention of the Museum of Popular Art, which invited Guillermo to collaborate in the preservation of historic crafts. The shop became more than a place of commerce. It was a space for learning, culture, and inspiration. For Guillermo, it became clear that financial blessings multiply when work is guided by faith, prayer, and dedication to purpose. As the store expanded and gained market recognition, Guillermo began to realize that true prosperity went beyond money. Financial growth, personal satisfaction, and a positive impact on the community became part of his mission. He understood that faith, prayer, and consistent action yield concrete and lasting results. The store's revenue tripled in just 6 months, and Guillermo went from being a mere market survivor to a true opportunity creator. Every client, every project, every class taught was a practical manifestation of the abundance he had cultivated with discipline and faith. With this transformation also came a desire to share his knowledge. Guillermo began mentoring other small business owners, demonstrating that the conscious application of Psalm 23, combined with Hill's prosperity mindset, can generate wealth, liberation, and blessings for all who dedicate themselves with an open heart and mind. He created the program called Entrepreneur's Psalm, which combined practical learning with visualization exercises, prayer, and a positive mindset. Experience showed that when faith is combined with action, manifesting wealth ceases to be a distant goal and becomes a tangible reality. Guillermo's final message is clear. Prosperity begins in the mind, blossoms in the heart, and manifests itself in the world. By combining faith, prayer, and determination, anyone can transform challenges into opportunities and create a legacy of blessings, wealth, and financial freedom, positively impacting everyone around them. Have you ever noticed how faith, prayer, and an abundance mindset can transform someone's life? Like Guillermo, you too can apply the principles of Psalm 23 and Napoleon Hill strategies to unlock opportunities, multiply wealth, and experience financial freedom. Change begins within you, with small daily practices of faith and visualization. Ask yourself, am I truly allowing abundance to flow into my life? Am I acting with purpose, discipline, and trust in God? Every action, every decision made with faith and clarity of purpose is a seed that generates prosperity and blessings in the real world. Don't wait for luck to do the work for you. True wealth manifests when we combine prayer, faith, action, and focus. Start today. Practice visualization, strengthen your mind, trust in divine guidance, and see how manifesting abundance can become part of your daily life. If you want to continue transforming your financial and spiritual life, subscribe to the channel, like it, and turn on notifications. This way, you won't miss any content that can help you on your path to wealth, prosperity, and financial freedom.